Everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to On Cash Flow, where I help you become a master of your own cash flow. Now let's get started. Did you know that if you're on the path to financial independence, you are incredibly rich? No, seriously, I'm not even joking here. According to the world, according to the United States itself, you are pretty darn rich. If you have a net worth of $1 million, then you are considered to be richer than at least 88% of Americans. That means that you're in the top 12% of net worth. And most of us on the path to financial independence are probably trying to achieve a net worth somewhere around that $1 million, maybe a little bit more. So that means that you are incredibly rich compared to the average person. And that's what I really want to focus on today. And that figure is even crazier if you ignore home equity, because a lot of us on the path to financial independence, we don't own our homes, or we don't put a lot of money into our homes, because instead we want to put as much money as we can into like investments, like the stock market, or into bonds and real estate and things like that. So if you ignore home equity, the figure becomes a little bit more dramatic. So if you have a net worth of $1 million, not including home equity, then you are richer than 90% of Americans, which puts you in the top 10% of net worth. So that is pretty crazy. But it gets even crazier than that, because those of us in the financial independence community, those of us looking to retire early, that means that we're probably on the younger side. We might be in our early 30s, our 40s, and maybe even our early 50s or something like that when we're trying to retire early. Then that means that by age, our net worth is significantly higher than most people in our same age bracket. And the younger you get and the higher net worth you have, the more dramatic it is. Because typically, as it goes, people who are older tend to have more wealth than people who are younger. But those of us in the financial independence community are extreme outliers here, because we might be 35 years old and have a net worth of $1 million, which is incredibly rich even by American standards. If you are age 40 and you become financially independent on $1 million, then you are richer than 92% of similar aged Americans. That puts you in the top 8% of net worth. So that's pretty crazy to think about, right? Only 8% of people in your age group have a net worth that is higher or equal or higher to you. But it gets even more dramatic, because some of us in the financial independence community are retiring with $1 million at age 30, especially if you get introduced to this concept very young. So what happens if you do achieve $1 million by age 30? Well, if you have $1 million at age 30, then you are richer than 99% of similar aged Americans. That puts you in the top 1% of Americans within your age group. That's how it feels to be in the top 1%. This is what I really wanted to bring to light here, because those of us in the financial independence community, those of us seeking to retire early, seeking to become financially independent, we don't maybe not even realize that how much actual wealth that we have accumulated for ourselves. We are among the richest people in the United States, and it's even more dramatic when we talk about the world, which I'm actually going to discuss next. But first, I want to talk about one of the biggest secrets to achieving such great wealth, and that is by hitting the like button on this video. Seriously, by hitting the like button on this video, you'll 10 times your wealth over the next 10 years. Okay, maybe not so dramatically, but seriously, hit the like button if you're enjoying this video so far. It really does help me out, and I really would appreciate that. Let's move on to the global wealth here, because the numbers that I was presenting before is just within the United States. And as we all know, the United States is one of the, if not the richest country in the world. Now, if we compare it globally, we want to know, what does it take to get into the top 1%, the top 1%, no matter what age group, the top 1% of global wealth? Thankfully, there are some pretty fancy reports that come out that talk about global wealth, and they discuss that top 1%. In order to get into the top 1% in the entire world, no matter what age you are, you need to be worth just a little bit over $1 million. For this report, it said this is the first year when you actually have to be a millionaire in order to be in the top 1%. And the exact number that they've listed in there is $1,055,337, and that's regardless of age. So whether you're 85 years old or you're 25 years old, in order to be in the top 1% in the entire world, you have to be worth a little bit more than $1 million. That might sound like a lot, but when you consider the fact that there's over 7 billion people on this earth, it's not really that crazy to get into that 1%. You know, it is very realistic, especially if you know about financial independence and you know about these strategies of compound interest and just growing your wealth over time by steadily investing. If you know about these strategies and you know that you can make it happen, it is a very achievable goal to get into the top 1% of the world. And now that goal just on itself, just getting into the top 1%, is meaningless in and of itself. But what it represents behind that, the financial security, the flexibility, everything that you gain as being financially independent. Because while those of us in the financial independence community are considered extremely wealthy, net worth is just arbitrary. It's just a number on the screen. And it doesn't really matter, because it doesn't matter how much net worth you have if you're not happy. And that's why financial independence is about so much more than just accumulating wealth. It's about so much more than just investing and just saving money and just investing in the stock market or investing in real estate. It's about so much more than that. It's about finding a way that you can become happier, a way that you can feel more fulfilled, a way that you can make positive change in your community, in your country, and maybe even the entire world. So that's why financial independence is about so much more than just money. Now this leads me to the big question here. I want to know, do these numbers shock you at all? Are you surprised that it takes only $1 million to get in the top 1% of the entire world? Are you surprised that if you're age 30 and you have $1 million, then you're in the top 1% in the United States within your age group? Are you surprised by any of these numbers? Did you know about any of this? Please, let's discuss it in the comments below. I'm really curious to know. I really want to talk about it. And then once you're done leaving that comment below, don't leave just yet, because if you haven't watched this other video that I created, then you definitely need to watch it. Even if you have watched it already, make sure you rewatch it, because this is one of those things that you just need to know if you want to achieve financial independence, and if you want to achieve such a great net worth that's going to allow you to have all of those benefits of financial independence. It is my full guide to investing your way to financial independence, okay? So I put a lot of work and I put a lot of thought into putting that video together. So please check out that video if you want to know how you can become among the top 1%. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time.